What's good, everyone? So I have arrived at GameQuest. Gonna check them out, see what they got. This is probably like my second time coming to the store, so I'm really excited to see what they have in stock. Let's go. All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Yep, no problem. All right, everybody, so I am leaving GameQuest, and yeah, I got a lot of great games to show you all of what I picked up, so just stay tuned. Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you exactly what I picked up here at GameQuest. The first game I got is Critical Depth. This is a really neat battle type game. People say it's like Twisted Metal but underwater in the ocean, so I've been looking for a complete copy for a while. Glad to be able to add this to the PS1 collection. Next game is Call of Juarez, The Cartel. I do have, I believe, the first game, or maybe this is the first game. Somebody let me know. But I ended up getting the second game, I believe, and this is the first game, so I'm glad to have it as well. All right, next up is like an old school Rockstar game called State of Emergency. You can find this on the PS2 as well as the original Xbox. And yeah, really cool game where you just like wreak havoc all over the place. And I think it's cool that they have this like little sticker on here that says warning, check ID, because it's rated M. It's Rockstar, you know how it is. So yeah, glad to have that on the PS2 now. And apparently the PS2 is the definitive version. It runs, I believe, at 30 frames per second, whereas the Xbox version, the OG Xbox version, drops to like 15 frames per second. So yeah, if you're gonna get that game, it's an old school game for sure, but just get it on the PS2. All right, next up is Dragon Rage, where you basically, control this this dragon, and you're able to move the dragon 360 degrees. Kind of reminds me of like a PS3 game where it involved like a dragon. I don't know if it's from the same developers, but this is more like a precursor in my opinion. So I thought it was pretty cool, and for $5, you can't beat it. So I'm glad to be able to add Dragon Rage to the PS2 collection. All right, next up is a Wii title. I like collecting obscure Wii games, especially ones that you may not find in the wild as much. So the first one's called Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. And yeah, I do have a Broken Sword game for the OG Xbox, and I believe some of these games are on the PC, but they're like adventure games. And this specific game is like a point and click adventure that is on the Wii, and it's the director's cut. So glad to find that. All right, next up is Blastworks. This is a really cool shoot 'em up where you're able to customize and design your ship, the levels, and then share them with people online. I thought this would be a really cool game to play, to be able to customize your vehicle, customize the bullets, everything, the levels. So this is a really unique shoot 'em up for the Wii that I had to pick up on the cheap. All right, the next and last Wii game is called Glacier 3 The Meltdown. And yeah, this is one of those arcade racers in the Arctic Blizzard. Really had to pick this one up as well. Glad I was able to find it for a cheap price too. And then we're gonna get to some Xbox titles, some OG Xbox titles that I picked up, with the first being X-Men Next Dimension. If you've never played this game before, it's actually a fighting game in the X-Men universe. I believe there are 2 games for X-Men Next Dimension, and I do have this on the PS2, but I heard that there was like a couple of exclusive characters for the Xbox version. So due to that exclusive content, I definitely had to pick it up. So yeah, X-Men Next Dimension. And I did forget to say, but all of these games are actually complete with the manual, and the discs are in great condition. Just wanted to say that before moving forward. All right, the next one. I've been looking for this game in the wild for a long time, and it's really not a game. It's more of like a bonus DVD, and it is the Fable Limited Edition bonus DVD. I believe it includes a demo of Sudeki and some more behind the scenes footage from the developers of Fable. So only on Xbox, you can see there. And since I am collecting all the exclusives, I had to make sure that I get this as well. So happy to find this complete in the wild. And the last game that I picked up is the original Spider-Man game for the OG Xbox. Some of you are probably wondering, like, why are you picking up an OG Xbox game that is the first Spider-Man game? Well, I am a huge fan of Spider-Man. I have this game on the PS2, but the Xbox has some exclusive levels that you cannot play on the PS2 version. So that's why I decided to pick up this game so that I can experience it. And I think it says it on the back too. Yeah, so if you look closely, it says that you have like levels from Kraven the Hunter, and you can't get that on the PS2. And you know, shout out to GameCube Galaxy. He ended up doing a review of the first Spider-Man game for the GameCube and mentioned about the exclusive content that you could find in the Xbox version. So without him, I would have had no idea. So shout out to him and his review of the first Spider-Man game. So everyone, that was all the pickups that I got here at GameQuest. And yeah, it was really cool because all the games were complete with manual. I was able to take my time and really enjoyed it. So I definitely see myself coming back in the future, and I will, you know, maybe sometime in the near future, I'll probably do more footage inside the store where you can see how, you know, their different sections for their video games are laid out. So yeah, on to the next one. All right, what's good everyone? So I'm actually in Goodwill right now, and I can't believe it, but I don't get this lucky. But they have Mario Party 6 and also Sonic Mania Plus. So I'm gonna pick up both of those and I will give y'all an update in a little bit. What's good everyone? So I'm actually walking out of Goodwill right now. There it is right there. So sorry about the low audio, I guess. I was trying to be very discreet because I was able to find those two games in there. And yeah, I'll show you all exactly what I got once again, just to go over it. But yeah, I've never been so lucky in Goodwill before. This is crazy. So hold on a moment. Okay, everyone, now I could show you all both of the two games that I picked up. And yeah, just like I said before, I have never been this lucky going to a Goodwill in my area because they mostly post these video games on their website. But I guess today was my day because first of all, I got a completely brand new sealed copy of Sonic Mania Plus for the Xbox One. I do have this for the PS4, but for $8, you know, it's sealed. It's Sonic Mania Plus. I had to get it. So that was the first pickup. And the second pickup, this is a banger for the GameCube, a grail for the GameCube, if you will. And it's Mario Party 6. And look right there, y'all. That's the Goodwill sticker. So for $3.98, I got Mario Party 6. This game alone ranges from like $85 to $100. And this is honestly my best score ever from Goodwill thus far. So I'm gonna open it up here to show you all that here is the disc. It didn't come with the manual, but that's okay. This is still a really, really, really nice score. I am still in shock that I was able to find this at Goodwill, and the disc is in really great condition right there. So that's even better. So yeah, able to find those two games at Goodwill. So on to the next. What's good everyone? So it's a brand new day. I'm gonna do some game hunting, gonna hit up some pawn shops, hopefully some retro video game stores, including GameStop. And yeah, I'm hoping to find some good things on the cheap. We'll see what happens. Sometimes it could be a hit or a miss. So we're just gonna take a leap of faith and go for it today. I am hoping to find some Xbox 360 titles that I have been looking for, and I hope that I could find them on the cheap. So without further ado, let's get to it. Well, that was a complete bust, man. Their selection was very, very limited, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do next. So yeah, let's get over to the next location. Okay, everyone, got a couple of PS5 games that I've been looking for. This is starting off really great, especially after that last stop where we didn't find anything. But yeah, at this pawn shop, I was definitely able to find a couple of games that I had been looking for the PS5. With the first one being Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And yeah, this is the next level edition. Now, it unfortunately doesn't come with the DLC, but hey, I'll take it. You know, $7, can't beat that. And then the second game is Avatar: The Last Airbender, Quest for Balance. They had it marked at $9. Both these games were underpriced. And yeah, glad to be able to pick this one up. This is considered to be one of the worst games, I believe, either of this year or last year. And I'm still hoping to check it out along with, I think, 3 other games that are considered to be the worst, like PS5 games or modern games in general from 2023 till now. So yeah, let's see what else I could find. Okay, everyone, so just getting out of Value Pawn. Got a couple of PS3 games that I will show you in a little bit. Just hold on one moment. Okay, everyone, so the first game I was able to pick up is Tales from Borderland, a Telltale game series. I didn't have this one for the PS3. I have the PS4 version, so definitely excited to be able to pick this up, $4. And then I also picked up Star Wars: The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. I think this is also on the Wii, but I definitely wanted to get the more definitive version on the PS3. So yeah, also $4 for this one. What was cool about this pawn shop is that I was able to negotiate the price. So for those games, yeah, $4, it works. It's perfect. So on to the next stop. Okay, so leaving Cash America right now, got 2 PS4 games, and yeah, I'll show you all exactly what it is that I picked up pretty shortly. Okay, everyone, time to show you exactly what I picked up here at this Cash America pawn shop. The first game that I picked up is Werewolf the Apocalypse right here. I've heard a little bit about this game, don't know a whole lot about it except the fact that you could transform into a werewolf, but you know, for $10, I felt like it would be a pretty good purchase to make. So glad to have this, to add this to the collection. And then this other game, I've been trying to find this game locally for quite a very long time. And I do have the second game in my collection, but I was missing the first game. And at some point, this game was getting pretty pricey, but I think you could find it for like $25 now. I ended up getting this game for $5. Little Nightmares. This is the very first one. And what's cool about this is that it does come with the original soundtrack. So yeah, to be able to pick this up for $5 is an absolute steal. And shout out to the employee that was willing to work a deal with me here at the pawn shop. So yeah, really good stop. Let's see what else we could find. All right, everybody, so yeah, I was able to find one sealed PS4 game, so I'll show you all what I got in a little bit. One moment. Okay, everyone, I was able to find this sealed PS4 game for $5, and it is Yakuza Like a Dragon. I definitely have the steelbook version of this, but I really wanted the regular version. For $5, this is great, and brand new. I believe this game goes for $20, so the fact that I got it for 1/4 of the price is really good. Definitely another great stop. And now let's go ahead and get over to the next one. Okay, everyone, was able to find 3 Xbox 360 games here. So I'll show you all what they are really soon. Okay, man, I was actually trying to get like an OG Xbox game, and they wanted $8 for it, but the condition of the disc was so scratched up, I was like, hey, can you do 5? They weren't even willing to take that, so that was a bummer. But regardless of that, I was able to pick up some 360 games, with the first one being Table Tennis by Rockstar. Pretty interesting that like the creators of the Grand Theft Auto series would make a table tennis game. I think this is also on the Wii, but this is the more definitive version, so glad to have that. Second game is Call of Duty World at War. I think I'm gonna try and pick up all the Call of Duty games on the Xbox 360, starting with this one. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that this is the first game that introduced zombies into the franchise, so let me know down below. If so, then I'm glad to have it. And then the last game is Sega Superstars Tennis. So definitely glad to have this as well. Has a mixture of all the iconic Sega characters, like Sonic and you know, Dr. Eggman, characters from Space Channel 5. So yeah, happy to pick up those 3 games. Was able to get a good deal, $10 for all 3 of those games. And yeah, at some point I'll come back to this location, maybe see what other Call of Duty games that they have here. But in the meantime, let's get over to our next location. Okay, everybody, so I'm just leaving Value Pawn and Jewelry, and man, I got hooked up. Just hold on a second, I'll show you soon. Okay, sorry about all of the noise coming from the music. They were really blasting it loud, so it was really hard for me to even announce that I was walking out of the store and that I had gotten such a great deal. But definitely shout out to the employee that works at this location for Value Pawn and Jewelry. So yeah, I did want to show the receipt though, right here, if it can focus. Everything that I picked up was for $30.10, with the first item being a non-related gaming item that I got for free. I ended up getting a keyboard. Yeah, this keyboard entirely for free. So I was like, hey, I'll take it. So yeah, that's the first thing. And now onward to what you all want to see, and that, ladies and gentlemen, are the games. So the first game I got was Need for Speed Carbon for the Wii. And by the way, these are all Wii games. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, Need for Speed Carbon, this was $1. Naruto, Clash of the Ninja 2 Revolution, this was also $1. And then the next few set of games I pretty much got like $5 for. Pokemon Battle Revolution, this is one of the most sought after Pokemon games on the Wii. So yeah, was happy to get that for $5. And then Avatar The Last Airbender, I'm pretty sure this was also $5 as well. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was $5 too. Animal Crossing City Folk for $5. Super Mario All-Stars for $10, and this is the Nintendo Selects version. And by the way, all the games except for Super Mario All-Stars has the manual and is complete. That's really the only thing. And then the very last game, look, I was shocked, but this game alone covers the entire lot, and I don't plan on getting rid of it. This was a game that I've wanted for the Wii for a long time, and to obtain it today just speaks volumes to how amazing it is just to go on game hunting. Like, game hunting is not dead. I encourage you all to just get out there. You're gonna have to make an effort, go to your local pawn shops, game stores, thrift stores, you name it, but it's gonna take some effort. But I guarantee you, when you do it, you'll find some really good gems. And the last game, you may have saw it earlier, is Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo. Shout out to Akira Toriyama, rest in peace. And yeah, it is complete with the manual and the disc. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. You know, the employee that was helping me out told me that these games were put out today and nobody jumped on it, because who's really looking for Wii games except me and maybe a handful of other people. including some content creators. So I'm very happy to have found all of those games. And now let's move on to the next location. Okay, everyone, I scored again at Cash America. Bam, got some games right here. I'll show you all real soon. And by real soon, I mean now. Okay, so the total for this purchase was $10.76, right? So $10.76 for what I'm about to show you. First, I have Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for the PS5. They had this for $5. I opened it up and there was an NBA 2K1 game that was in there, which is unfortunate. They weren't able to find it, so I just asked if I could keep it. It's an empty case. I'm sure this could be traded to someone who needs it, so there's that one. I also picked up the very first Cobra Kai game on the PS4. Had it marked at $9. I believe this game goes for like 11 to 15, so you know, a little bit undervalued, but that's fine. And the last one, yo, check this out. A banger of a Wii game that is valued at $30, and I kind of knew that going in, but they also confirmed it. Someone apparently priced it at $1, and that is Batman the Brave and the Bold, the video game. This is a really cool beat 'em up side scroller made by the developer Way Forward, who also is the developer for the Shantae series. And this is a really neat hidden gem for the Wii console, and they had it marked at $1. Even though it's a $30 game, they looked it up and knew it, and they were like, you know what, we'll just honor the price. So I ended up getting a $1 game that is actually valued at $30. So yeah, the total for that was $10.76. So we're gonna go ahead and head on over to the next stop. Let's get it. All right, everyone, leaving Cash America, and I ended up scoring Transformers War on Cybertron, or for Cybertron. So yeah, let me show you what is inside in a little bit. So I'm inside of my vehicle, and yeah, here it is, the Transformers game. And is it complete? That's the question. It is complete, and I did check the disc just to make sure that it was in great condition, which it is. So yeah. They wanted, you know, $30 for it. The employee said that they knew this is like a $50 game. So yeah, we definitely scored really big with Cash America again. And I'm able to add another higher dollar Xbox 360 game to the collection. So yeah, let's get over to the next location. So I ended up going to the next location, which happened to be another pawn shop, and there was nothing to be found. So I ended up just heading straight home, and I'm actually going to do a recap now of all the games that I found while game hunting over the past few days. So stay tuned for that. Okay, everyone, so these are all of the games that I was able to pick up while game hunting. And yeah, let's just go ahead and go through each stack individually. This whole stack actually came from GameQuest, and let's go through each of the games individually. I ended up getting Critical Depth for the PS1. This is, you know, pretty much a game that's similar to Twisted Metal, but it's underneath the ocean. So happy about that. Let's take a look inside. And bam, yep, it is complete with the manual and the disc. Next up is Call of Juarez, The Cartel. I believe this is the second game or first game. I still need to figure that out, but it is complete with the manual and disc, so happy about that. A couple of Wii games here. You know, we have Glacier Meltdown and Blastworks. I believe both have their manuals. Yep, that one does. And let's check this one as well. Yep, that one does too. So this is like a really cool arcade racer in the snowy mountains somewhere. And this is like basically a shoot 'em up where you get to customize and build your own ship, the bullets. You can even design the levels. So yeah, had to make sure I picked that up too. Both these games look really unique for the Wii. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot about this one. This is a point and click adventure called Broken Sword, Shadows of the Templars. And right there it says the director's cut. So we'll open that up real quick. And yeah, it is complete with the manual and disc. Now next is this PS2 game that I got very cheap called Dragon Rage, and essentially you pretty much play a dragon, and I don't know the storyline or what it involves, but you get to control the dragon 360 degrees, which I think is really cool. And it reminds me of Lair. That was the PS3 game that I was trying to remember earlier, but the game Lair on the PS3, you were able to use the 6-axis controller, and in a sense, like while you were, you know, maneuvering the dragon through the air while flying, you'd be able to tilt the 6-axis PS3 controller in any direction, and then the dragon would respond in the same manner. So this game actually reminds me of that, which I thought was pretty cool, and that's why I ended up picking it up. Okay, next game is State of Emergency. It's by Rockstar. You know, if you've played the Grand Theft Auto series or are familiar with that, this is probably one of their earlier games. This is just a game where you just wreak a lot of havoc. There's different gangs that you can, you know, join and be a member of. Next up is Spider-Man, the first game for the original Xbox. It has exclusive content for it. It is complete with the manual and disc. And just to remind you all, I just want to go right here. It says battle the world's toughest villains, including Shocker, Kraven the Hunter, Vulture, and the Green Goblin. So the levels for Kraven the Hunter aren't included in any other versions of this game except for the Xbox. So yeah, had to get that. Next up is a limited edition Fable bonus DVD. So it isn't the game, it's just a bonus DVD that maybe goes into more development with the game. And yeah, so happy to pick this up as well. And looks like there's even a demo for Sudeki as well, so that's pretty cool. And then the last game I got from GameQuest is X-Men Next Dimension. It's a fighting game, and I believe it has some secret characters that aren't included on the PS2 or GameCube version. So yeah, had to get this game for the exclusive content. So those were all of my games at GameQuest. Now we're gonna move on to Goodwill, because this is crazy, right? Sonic Mania Plus sealed for $7.98, so pretty much $8 for like a brand new sealed Sonic game. I couldn't pass that up. And then the banger right here, the Grail Mario Party 6 for $4, y'all. Like, to be able to get an $85 to $100 game for $4 is a steal. So that this was probably my biggest find over the course of 3 days that I was game hunting. All right, next we have a couple of games here that were found at one of the Value and Pawn locations. Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Republic Heroes, and then Tales from the Borderlands, a Telltale game series. And yeah, both are complete with the manual and the disc. Not gonna worry about opening that up. Ended up catching Cash America slipping the first time. They ended up having a couple of PS5 games that I saw were underpriced, and they ended up honoring the values of these games that were on the sticker for each, even though they knew that these games are valued more. So the first one is Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I believe it's like a spin-off of the Borderlands series, and yeah, they wanted $7 for that, but it goes for more. And then the second game is Avatar: The Last Airbender Quest for Balance. This is a $20 game, CIB. They wanted $9, so was lucky to get, you know, this game under half of the retail market value, which I think is really cool. And this is actually considered to be one of like the worst PS5 video games, I believe back in 2023, maybe leading up through this year. There are, I believe, 4 or 5 video games that are considered to be really horrible by this game developer called Game Mill Entertainment. And I actually want to collect them all and play them myself and do a future video about my experience with each of the games. So at least I'm able to get one out the way, and now I got to collect the rest. All right, and we're gonna move on to this stack here. This first game came from another value pawn and jewelry location, as you saw. Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, completely sealed. PS4 copy, $5. Can't complain about that. And then I ended up going to a Cash America where I ended up getting, I believe, these 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, these 2 games. The first Little Nightmares. I had the second one, but I was looking for the first one. And yeah, got the game in there as well as the original soundtrack. So happy about this. I've been looking for this game for so long locally because I didn't want to buy it offline, and today was the day that it happened. And then there's this Werewolf, the Apocalypse, Earthblood. I think I mentioned earlier, I don't know too much about that game. I don't even think it's a really good game anyhow, but I'm still gonna check it out and form my own opinion about it. All right, next up is some pickups from another Cash America location. Got Cobra Kai, the first game. This Ratchet & Clank, remember, did not come with the game, so it's really just a disc. So I'm hoping that someone needs this so that I can maybe do a trade or sell it that way. And then, of course, Batman, the Brave and the Bold. I already have a copy of this, but to be able to get it for $1 is just insane. All right, next up, let's see. So we have these stacks of games here. I went to a Pawn Max and got a deal where I was able to get these 3 games for $10. So Sega Superstars Tennis, complete, has the manual in there. Call of Duty World at War. And then, you know, Rockstar ended up making a table tennis game, which I thought was really cool. And I believe the Xbox version is the definitive version. So those 3 games for $10, can't beat that. And then at another Cash America location, ended up picking up this Transformers game, War for Cybertron. It's actually a $50 game. They knew that already, but they were wanting to sell it for $30. So knowing that, I could not pass on it and ended up picking it up with, you know, the manual and the disc complete. All right, now the last stack is really crazy. I feel like this was not necessarily my best find, but probably, you know, this stack came in second place. All these Wii games came from a value pawn and jewelry location that I went to. And yeah, we got to start it off here at the top. Pokemon Battle Revolution. This is one of the premier Pokemon games for the Wii, and I'm happy that I was able to get it. I believe I do already have a copy, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this. But yeah, really cool find. And let me open it up here. It is complete with the manual and the disc, which is awesome. All right, next up is Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo. This is a $50 game. So happy to have this as well. This was on my list of games to get for the Wii to collect, and thank goodness it was like a miracle finding it today, but now I have it to add to the collection. So I'm so happy about that. Once again, you know, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Okay, next up is Super Mario All-Stars, and this comes with Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels, Super Mario Brothers 2, and Super Mario Brothers 3. So essentially, the original NES games were made for the Wii. It doesn't have the manual. That's okay. The disc is in great condition. I've been wanting this game, and I believe it comes in a box with like a soundtrack normally, but hey, I'm happy to just have the game if anything. All right, next up is Animal Crossing City Folk. Never owned this game. Really haven't played any Animal Crossing games. And yeah, definitely happy to have this one as well. All right, next up is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I believe I have 2 other Avatar games on the Wii, and this was the one that I was missing, the very first one. And yeah, it is complete with the manual and disc. Then we got Naruto Class of Ninjas 2 Revolution. I believe that's how you say that entire title, but it is complete with the manual and disc as well. These older Naruto games are really cool fighting games. I think I need to really seek out collecting all of them that came out on the PS2 and then maybe the Wii as well. And the last game here, nothing too special, but it's Need for Speed Carbon. I just decided to throw that in. You can see that it is complete with the manual and the disc as well. So yeah, Need for Speed Carbon. And yeah, that's all the games that I was able to pick up while game hunting. Okay, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this game hunting video. I do hope to do more videos like this in the future. So I'm glad I was able to put this one together for you all. If there's one thing I wanted to show you with this video, is that you have to put in the effort in order to build your collection. And best believe that game hunting is not dead. I know I said it earlier in the video, but I have to reiterate it. Game hunting is not dead. You just got to put in a little bit more effort and travel around your area, look at pawn shops, find alternative ways to help build your collection, and also too, enjoy it, have fun with it. You know, for me, it's very enjoyable to go out into the wild, so to speak, go to these game stores, these pawn shops, and to be able to find some banger titles that I can, you know, add to my collection. So I hope that this encourages all of you to do the same. And I appreciate you all watching. Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Until then, I'm out.